Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel. First time both Lagina brothers sit together to mark a big statement of their life. This is just beyond a discovery and a history been created. On the southern shores of Nova Scotia lies Oak Island, a mysterious island with a very interesting history. There are legends of an epic treasure that's buried somewhere on the island, thanks to a cryptic stone from 1804. The alleged treasure of Oak Island has inspired countless myths and folklore, and it's also the focal point of the History Channel series The Curse of Oak Island. The show follows a treasure hunting team as they search for treasure. The Curse of Oak Island follows brothers Rick and Marty Lagina and their treasure hunting team as they seek to unveil the mysteries of the island. They've built a team comprised of archaeologists and treasure hunters. This season, there are several new faces on the team, and those include that of archaeologist Fiona Steele. The new team members have been working hard to prove themselves on the island as the search continues for any one of the rumored treasures. The Curse of Oak Island's archaeological team is led by Laird Nivens. Fiona is one of a few new additions to the team. Little is known about her since she doesn't have much of an internet presence or social media. In addition to her appearance on Season 11 of The Curse of Oak Island, Fiona has made an appearance on the show's companion series, Curse of Oak Island, Drilling Down. Drilling Down has more of a talk show structure as hosts Marty and Rick dig into each new episode. Fiona joins the archaeological team in Season 11 of Curse of Oak Island. Season 11 also features several other new faces, including archaeologist Jamie Kuba and archaeometallurgist Emma Mulligan. The season has been an interesting one for the newest additions to the team, as prioritizing has led to some interpersonal issues. Fiona and Jamie both found earthenware during an episode, one of several small finds in the season. In fact, these finds are so small that many viewers are getting bored. Longtime fans of the show are beginning to become disillusioned by the decade-old series. The discoveries have been minimal when it comes to the progress of figuring out the mystery of the island. The lack of progress continues in Season 11, and people are thirsty for exciting discoveries. Adding to the discontent, other historians, archaeologists, and academics have referred to the science on the show as pseudoscience, similar to Ancient Aliens, which is another History Channel series known for wild theories. The gripes on Twitter aren't the only complaints about the show. Viewers on Reddit have also voiced their discontent with the series. Longtime viewers have already started predicting what will happen at the end of the season because the patterns have always been the same. Hopefully, for the series, new faces like Fiona, Jamie, and Emma will revitalize the mission and reinvigorate the Curse of Oak Island. If you've ever dreamed of leaving it all behind to dig the earth for hidden treasures hoping to one day come into a massive fortune, we understand. And while we can't exactly recommend packing a suitcase and setting off to Oak Island, where treasures like Marie Antoinette's jewels and Shakespeare's never-before-seen manuscripts lie, we can say with confidence that you might enjoy history series The Curse of Oak Island, where brothers Marty and Rick Lagina strive to unearth buried treasures. In fact, they've been at this quest since 2014, when viewers first started tuning into their expeditions along Oak Island, a small private isle on the south shore of Nova Scotia. When the digging gets tough, will the tough stop digging? Asks Curse of Oak Island's official Twitter page. Luckily, for all of us fans of the Goonies, who've long dreamed of finding a buried treasure, the answer is no. Indeed, The Curse of Oak Island is returning to History Channel for a 2-hour special premiere on November 5th. Holy shamily, as the brothers say on the show, fans cannot wait. Can't wait for the new season, writes one enthusiastic viewer on Twitter. Greatly looking forward to what you discover this time. Another adds, great show. I've learned so much about the Templars, and the history behind Oak Island. It's fascinating. I hope they find what they're looking for this season. Here's everything we know about Season 7 so far. While the Lagina brothers have been striving to find buried treasures in Oak Island for the past 5 years, Rick and Marty are confident that greatness is just along the horizon. According to the network synopsis, Season 7's 2-hour premiere will watch Rick, Marty and the team return to the island determined to honor Dan's legacy by solving the centuries-old mystery once and for all. To kick off their quest, they are seeking a ship buried in the swamp. For those who need a quick refresher on Dan Blankenship, whose legacy the brothers are striving to honor. He was a 95-year-old giant of this Oak Island quest, who spent half a century chasing treasures on Oak, and died in March 2019. This year will be the team's first exploring Oak Island without Dan. The eponymous Curse of Oak Island has it that 7 men will die in pursuit of the Oak Island treasure before it's able to be found. 6 men have perished in the search to date, but we wonder if Dan's passing will count to move the Lagina brothers' quest forward. This year is different, Marty tells Rick. That's because Dan's lost to us. But his presence certainly remains. He was quite a guy. Later he adds, I don't think even yet the impact of Dan being gone, I don't think I quite understand it yet. It was a privilege to know him. There will not be a single day where we don't miss him. Anyone who's ever watched The Goonies has dreamt at least once of finding buried treasure. For brothers Marty and Rick Lagina, they've spent years trying to make that dream a reality. Since 2014, History Channel's The Curse of Oak Island has followed the siblings' expeditions of Oak Island, a small private isle located along the south shore of Nova Scotia, Canada. It's long been rumored that priceless historical artifacts, including Marie Antoinette's jewels and several Shakespearean manuscripts, are buried within those 140 acres. Scroll down for more information about the mystery surrounding Oak Island and whether there's any truth behind the curse. Frankly, we don't know if the curse is real, but plenty of people believe it to be true. The curse, which is said to have originated more than a century ago, states that 7 men will die in pursuit of the Oak Island treasure before it is found. So far, 6 men have perished in their search to find the fabled riches. The earliest known account of treasure-related activity on the island appeared in print in 1856, though tales of the land's hidden wealth began spreading via word of mouth in the late 1700s. In 1909, future President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, began following developments related to the Oak Island mystery and even planned a visit in the 30s, but ultimately never made the trip. Actors John Wayne and Errol Flynn, who was most famous for his swashbuckler roles, were also fascinated with the story and each invested in a treasure dig. Despite their many efforts, the Lagina brothers haven't found much. In one site, Rick uncovered an antique brooch made of copper and gold that was at least 500 years old. Though he initially believed the gem embedded to be a ruby, it turned out to be garnet. The duo also unearthed a lead cross that was made between 1200 and 1600 AD, several coins dating back to the 1800s, and various bone fragments. I've never been involved in something so gratifying, because everyone wants you to succeed, Marty told Michigan Today in 2017. Whether it's treasure, I'm not sure. My brother remains convinced that there's something there. For fans wondering if the siblings get to keep whatever they find, Marty explained in a 2015 interview with History, the treasure trove license says that the government gets 10%, except that they get all artifacts, and an artifact is virtually anything. An artifact means man-made. So there's a little bit of fuzziness. By way of example, at this very moment, everything we found last year resides in the Nova Scotia Museum right now, the engineer shared. I think, given the history of the relationship with the Canadian government, that if some great treasure is unearthed they'll treat us fairly.